Check, check, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, good Saturday evening. Meteorologist John Birchfield here. Thanks for joining along on YouTube and on WTOL 11+. We're going to answer some of your questions about the upcoming snowfall. If you want to leave those questions and comments down below, I'll try to get to as many as possible during this video, and we can answer some after the fact as well. But we're not done with the winter weather just yet. The snowfall that we got this morning was just a preview of what's on tap as our weather alert day continues into Sunday. And I think Sunday is actually going to bring some bigger weather impacts and more significant travel slowdowns. So I know the big questions are, when is the snow going to arrive and how much are we going to get? So this graphic summarizes some of the basic timing and impacts that we're going to go over in this live stream. Again, good to have you with us here on this Saturday evening. Hope you're having a safe weekend so far. Snowfall is going to be arriving late tonight. We are still on kind of that pause on the wintry weather this evening. And in fact, did you feel that warm up? Temperatures climbed above freezing, and a few spots to the south even got close to 40 degrees. So roadways this evening are just going to be wet, but we do have that next round of snow that is going to be arriving late tonight and continuing through Sunday morning. This round is going to bring some heavier accumulations. We're talking 2 to 4 inch amounts. And I'll show you coming up in just a bit with that latest snow map who could see up to 5 inches of fresh snowfall with this system. There could also be a bit of a blowing and drifting concern as we see the winds pick up into the afternoon. So where is all this wintry weather going to be coming from? Well, right now it is actually just rain. If you look on Doppler radar, I'm going to show you with the arrow here, there's an area of low pressure that is currently in southern Indiana and southern Illinois. That's the low that's going to be bringing us this wintry weather. Now there is some cold air wrapping in on the backside of this system, and that's going to allow a changeover from liquid rain to snow, and that changeover is expected to happen after midnight. Now this is a very dynamic storm system. In fact, I see something interesting here on radar that I do want to show you just to give you an idea for how dynamic and powerful this storm is. Near Memphis, Tennessee, these are some tornado warnings that are in effect, those pink boxes. We are not expecting any severe weather here at home. In fact, it is going to be wintry weather that affects your Sunday. For the time being, there's some areas of drizzle Saturday evening, but with temperatures above freezing, I am not expecting anything in terms of travel impacts. We're at 35 right now in the Toledo metro, and temperatures are expected to be well above freezing this evening. Again, if you're just tuning in on YouTube, WTOL 11+, or whatever your favorite streaming platform is, we're going over some of the wintry weather impacts you can expect with 2 to 4 inch snowfall amounts and the chance for some blowing and drifting. But right now we're talking current temperatures that are nicely above freezing, and it has melted away the snow and caused a bit of slush to develop, but most of those main roadways are going to be a-okay. All right, let's break down the hour-by-hour timeline. There is going to be some light rain that starts to work in by late evening. Right around 10 p.m. to midnight, rain is going to develop south of Toledo. Now, just looking at this map, it is all green, and you may be wondering, well, when is that snow going to move on through? There is going to be colder air wrapping in on the backside of this system, and it's really after midnight that that changeover happens. And boy, it is going to be like a flipping of the switch with that change to snow. Snow is going to be coming down heavily. In fact, when you go to bed tonight, it's going to be rainy, it's going to be mild. When you wake up tomorrow morning, it is going to look like a snow globe outside. There is going to be heavy snow coming down with accumulations that are likely, and you are going to need that snow shovel, if not the snow blower, for Sunday. Those of you waking up around 8 o'clock tomorrow, you can plan on steady snow, and some of the latest data is showing some of the heaviest snowfall south and east of Toledo in areas like Fremont and Tiffin, where you see those darker shades of blue, and those are some areas that may see a few more hours of snow. Up towards Hillsdale and Bryan, the snow could actually be done by about 8 o'clock a.m. By late morning, snow is going to be moving off to the east, and the afternoon could feature a few isolated flurries, but the bigger story is going to be the cold wind, and as you'll see on my graphic here, there is the chance for some blowing and drifting that may take place Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. All right, here it is, the snowfall forecast map. Our ongoing forecast of 2 to 4, that has not changed. I know a lot of folks in the questions and comments going to be wondering, how much snow is my city or my town going to get? Well, I hope this graphic and this map helps explain the snowfall amounts. All right, so there is the potential for a little bit more snow in southern Michigan. You'll see that 3 to 5 inch contour from northern Hillsdale back towards Lenawee and Monroe counties. These are some areas that are going to be seeing colder temperatures and thus a little bit of a sooner changeover to snow, and that's why I've pinpointed some slightly higher totals. Also, there is going to be a corridor south and east of Toledo in areas like Ottawa, Sandusky, Seneca, and even Erie County that could see a little bit more snow. I'll let you check out this map, and if you have any questions, we'd love to get to those in the coming minutes and also after we're done with this live stream. So again, a little bit more snow possible south and east with a corridor of heavier snow. For the vast majority of northwest Ohio, it's going to be a 2 to 4 incher, which is to say not a big snowstorm. This is going to be manageable. However, it's going to be coming down pretty heavily Sunday morning, and I think it'll have the perception that, hey, winter is really here. It's snowing hard. It's blowing around a little bit. This is our first real decent snowstorm of the season. So let's talk about some of the impacts this is going to bring. For the rest of your Saturday evening, it's just going to be damp and wet outside. The roads are going to be smooth sailing. There's not going to be any ice on the roads. Those sidewalks and parking lots could still be a little bit slippery and slushy, but it's really those main roadways that are going to be wet this evening. Overnight tonight through Sunday morning, 2 to 4 inch snowfall amounts with steady snow that is going to be coming down. Don't be surprised if there are some delays and cancellations tomorrow. A lot of church services, I'm sure, are going to cancel as a result of this wintry weather. That'll impact those Sunday morning plans. Sunday evening, the bulk of the snow is going to be done. There could be a few light snow showers, but the wind is going to pick up. It's going to be cold and breezy with the chance for blowing snow. I think the impacts tomorrow are going to be a little bit greater than we saw today, and you'll see I've circled an impact level 4 out of 5, and we're expecting some more substantial travel delays with this round, and I think the blowing and drifting only going to make things worse, especially in those rural areas. So let's talk about some of the winds that are going to be coming on in. As a cold front sweeps in on the backside of this system, winds are going to be blowing from the northwest towards the southeast. So I'll draw you a few arrows. That is the direction of the wind there, northwest to southeast, and we could be seeing some gusts that exceed 30 miles an hour in the afternoon. And some of this latest data has actually cranked up a little bit. Wauseon, 37 miles an hour, Toledo, 34. So it is going to be a very breezy field. All right, so when are we going to say goodbye to the wintry weather? Sunday is going to be cold, breezy, and snowy, and it's going to get even colder from there. Now, the weather pattern next week, it is going to be turning quieter, but it's also going to be turning colder. That's the catch. After our alert day expires tomorrow evening, President's Day is going to be downright cold with highs in the teens. Tuesday going to be a bitterly feeling morning with single-digit lows. Those morning lows are going to be very cold at the bus stop after the long weekend. I know a lot of kids had a 4 or even 5-day weekend. It's going to be a little bit of a rude awakening heading back to school on Tuesday, and a few late-day flurries possible Wednesday, but overall, we're looking at a fairly quiet stretch of weather. So for those who are just tuning in, I do want to get back to that snowfall map because I know a lot of questions about how much snow we're going to get and who is going to be seeing the most snow. We're live streaming on YouTube and on WTOL 11 Plus, and this is going to be a 2 to 4 inch snowstorm for the vast majority of areas, but some of the latest data has pinpointed areas like Fremont, Sandusky, and Port Clinton to get a little bit more. So I have had it a 3 to 5 inch snowfall contour there, where I do think there could be a little bit of lake enhancement and a few more hours of snow south and east. Also, slightly higher totals are possible in southern Michigan, and I do want to get through the hour-by-hour timeline once again. Might be kind of hard to fathom that we're going to get 2, 4, even 5 inches of snow with how mild it is right now. We're at about 35 in Toledo, and we're going to be seeing rain later this evening, but that changeover is going to happen in a hurry. You're going to wake up to steady accumulating snow, and one of the reasons I did add some slightly higher snowfall amounts south and east is simply because the snow is going to last a little bit longer, even through about 10, 11 o'clock a.m. Some areas like Fremont, Tiffin, Fostoria still going to be seeing snow. By about 12 noon, it is going to be lightening up, and you'll notice the afternoon, kind of some of those hit or miss snow showers. Nothing quite as heavy, but it is still going to be a wintry setting into the afternoon. Again, you can plan on some pretty significant weather impacts, especially Sunday morning. There's a good chance that a lot of those church services do decide to either delay or cancel as a result of the winter storm moving on through. Again, it's not going to be a major snowstorm, but for this winter, we've only gotten about 8 or 9 inches of snow. This will be notable, especially since it's been a couple of years since we've had a decent snowfall amount, and this one could deliver 3, 4, even 5 inches of snow in those light blue colors, and the dark blue color shows you 2 to 4 inches of snow accumulation. So you can plan on a snowy Sunday, especially during the morning. By the afternoon, we're going to be seeing the chance for a little bit of blowing and drifting, and I'm still expecting some slightly higher impacts with this system versus what we saw today. I have circled that level 4 out of 5 impact as we do see some slow, snowy, and slushy travel. Again, thanks for joining us here on WTOL 11 Plus. Good to have you with us on this Saturday evening. Hope you have a safe rest of your weekend.